name is Bilyew, and I'm the CEO of MDeverywhere. I'm going to spend the next few minutes discussing our industry's transition to ICD-10. The transition to ICD-10 is one of the biggest changes to face our industry in decades. And the potential for good from that transition are exciting. Now, people tend to focus on the challenges: the increased complexity of coding a patient visit, the potential for a productivity hit on the part of providers, and the very real probability that a lot of software out there is simply going to break. And there's no denying that the degree of change required in systems and processes and knowledge is real, significant, and not to be underestimated. Essentially, everything associated with coding a patient visit and submitting that visit for reimbursement is going to have to change, and that is not trivial. But if the risks to a provider or a vendor for not managing the process well are significant, the potential for upside for our industry and for the public health is tremendous. The problem is this: ICD-10 can no longer keep up with medicine. After 3 decades, the code set is outdated, does not reflect current treatment patterns, and cannot support our complex data requirements. ICD-10 cannot adequately accommodate the tremendous innovation in medicine and medical terminology. Laser and laparoscopic surgeries, for example, were not performed 30 years ago when ICD-10 was first introduced. Of course, those technologies are commonplace today. The transition is necessary. The current coding methodology simply can't take healthcare into the future. Today's data needs are dramatically different than they were 30 years ago. The ICD-10 system offers greater detail and increased ability to accommodate new procedures and new technology. The codes have the potential to provide better data for evaluating and improving the quality of patient care. With ICD-10, we will be better able to understand complications, to develop clinically robust algorithms, and to track care outcomes. The United States remains the only industrialized nation that does not use an ICD-10-based classification system for morbidity purposes. This makes it difficult to share disease data internationally just at the time when sharing such data is so critical to the public's health. The U.S.'s ability to track and monitor global health threats is, in real time right now, is significantly limited by our continued use of ICD-9. And I think we can also expect a reduced need for documentation with the transition to ICD-10. The lack of sufficient detail in the current code set has led to increased requirements for documentation to support claims. The ICD-10 code sets should have a positive impact in reducing this need for additional documentation. And finally, the greater specificity and information provided by ICD-10 should enable us to evolve from our simplistic fee-for-service reimbursement methodology to more elegant pay-for-performance reimbursement structures that more accurately and adequately reflect the work and value provided by a physician. So we at MDeverywhere, while not underestimating the significance of the change, the complexity involved, or the work it's going to take to ensure that each practice is successful in the new model, are very excited about the changes. We think it's ultimately going to be in the best interest of providers to more accurately document the work that they do, and certainly in the best interest of patients to have better data about their health. The work ahead is substantial, and it is critical that providers are working with reputable partners like MDeverywhere to ensure a smooth transition and an efficient workflow. But there is much to be gained by the transition to ICD-10. I am very excited about the work ahead.